are live on Facebook and YouTube
Wow, that was quick.
and on Instagram.
We're live everywhere.
Hold on.
What's up, Facebook? What's up, Instagram?
We're not live on Now we're live on Instagram.
Now we're live. All right, cool. I'll give everyone a chance to kind of hop in. When I get the alert, I know we're good. All right, guys, as you're loading in here, today's call is going to be a little more mindset, a little more about belief. This really goes out to the dads out there, to the moms out there who have a family and you find yourself not delivering on the promise that you made to them. And this is something that I 100% struggle with and deal with because, as the man of the house, you have a certain obligation to deliver on providing for your family. And it could be stressful, right? It could be scary when obviously, especially if you own a salon, there's no paycheck waiting for you at the end of the week. Like you don't get guaranteed any money. You're not guaranteed your clients are going to come back. You're not guaranteed that if you run this $1,000 a week on ads that people are going to come through your door. And if they do come in, are they going to return? And then you have a team and you trust your team in delivering on the services for you because now you're, having a team member do a client that you could have done. So it gets very, very stressful and it's very, very scary. And the important thing is having a strong enough why, like truly understanding why you're doing this and why you're sacrificing. And I had a great conversation with Anthony a couple weeks ago, and it was on the podcast. Go back like 2 or 3 weeks, and it was talking about who you're doing it for. And a lot of times we want to create this big salon, we want to create this huge business, and you're telling yourself that you're telling your family it's for them, when in reality they never asked for it. Like they never asked for this dream. They didn't ask for you to be gone for 12 hours a day. They're just asking for a father to be present or a mother to be present. And there's that internal struggle of you creating this amazing business and this empire, if that's what you want, and then also showing up as the best father and the best mother. And I think in the chat, guys, if you're watching right now, who can relate to this feeling, this internal struggle, this internal pull of like showing up for yourself and doing what you need to do to make your dreams come true, and then also being the best mom or the best dad or showing up for your family. And if it's not family, it could be your boyfriend, it could be somebody else in your life, it could be your girlfriend. And it's like it's really hard to justify not being there for soccer games, not being there for baseball games. But I'm here to tell you that you could have both. And believe me, I'm a big believer in like you can't have work-life balance. Like you need to go all in one area of your life. And that was a limited belief that I had set for myself, that I needed to work like my dad did and work 2 full-time jobs and never be around because I was always working. And a lot of times I find myself just at work doing busy work to prove to myself that I'm fulfilling this idea in my mind that you have to work hard to be successful, that's never true. That's just my limited belief, and that's my belief around success. So what story are you telling yourself? Like, what's the story that you say to yourself that isn't necessarily true, that you're making true because you're acting in a certain manner? And if you guys go back and you read this book of limited beliefs that you tell yourself, how many of them are just lies? And that was a lie I told myself. That was a lie that I have to work hard in order to be successful. No, you have to work smart. You have to be productive, not busy. So if I'm productive for 10 hours a day, I'm going to compound that daily from Sunday to Saturday. And I'm going to be in a way different business and in a way different situation than I would be if I had not done that. It's not necessary though. This is where team members come in. This is where you start hiring other people. This is where you have to really implement the replacement ladder. So at a certain point in your life, you're going to have to put the reps in. You're going to have to work. And that's like in your 20s. If you're a young parent right now, this is going to be really difficult. If you're in your 30s or 40s, you should have put the time in already that you have a little bit more knowledge of how to replace yourself and how to put people in positions that you can now buy back some of your time. As an owner of a salon, it's your standards that need to be felt, not your presence. So as long as you're creating an environment and a culture where your standard is being met in the salon, they don't necessarily need you there. So you could go to the soccer game, you can go to the baseball game, you can go to the football game, you can go to the dance recital. You could do these things. And you have complete control over the hours you work in a day. So you don't have to just work a 9 to 5. Like you can take clients from 6 to 8 at night and you get some free time during the day. So you could really manipulate your schedule. You could work Sundays, you could work Saturdays, you could have off Monday and Tuesday. Like there's no set schedule. So whatever the important things are for your family. This is what I tell a lot of people who tell me they're stressed out and they have no time for anything. Put in every important event, everything that you want to do, whether it's with your husband, your girlfriend, your father, your mother, your dad, your daughter, your uncle, your aunt, whatever is important to you, with your friends or your family, put them in your calendar first. They should take up, or anything should take up, whatever is near and dear to you. Put that in your calendar, and then you backfill with everything else. And then this way, you never have to feel guilty. That's like the ultimate hack. And then the rest of the white space in your calendar could be used towards work. But how many of you get home from work and you feel like you got nothing accomplished? And then you start like doing things and tasks and not paying attention to your family, or at least if you're not doing them, you're thinking about them. And so you're not even present with your family. Like that's one of the biggest complaints I hear from salon owners or suite owners. Like there's so much to do and they can't get it all done. But when you're at work and you're not doing clients, where's your time being dedicated to? So if you aren't able to control your time, you have to control your energy and you have to peel off one day a week just to get the things done that you need to do. And then you'll be able to be present with your family. There's nothing worse. And I'm not preaching this. I'm saying this because this is something that I struggle with all the time. I'll get home from work and I'll get a million different distractions. I'm like, oh shit, I forgot that one thing. And then I'm either trying to rush to do it on my phone or my computer. And instead of me paying attention to my family, I'm like either doing the thing or I'm thinking about doing the thing. And it didn't even matter. I could have got it done an hour later. So it's important that when you are with your family or you are doing the things that are important to you, you just be present with them and you truly master your schedule and you start putting in your calendar things that need to get done when they have to get done and you follow through on them. If you do that, you'll have no problems feeling guilty and not being present, and you'll be able to be completely present with your family. This is something that we all struggle with. And James, anyone jump into the comments yet?
Nope.
Nothing yet. Cool. So this is like time management 101. And unfortunately, we've been lied to. You don't have to manage your time. It's more important to manage your energy. And if you guys do that, if you fill in all the time that's important to you that you should spend with your family first, and then backfill everything else for work, you will have taken care of all the things that are important to you, and you don't have to live feeling guilty and not being present anymore. So with that said, if you guys have any questions, jump into the Q&A. James will read them off to me. If not, we're going to get in some fun projects. We're going to be creating a whole new content calendar, schedule, and scripts right now for the Warehouse Salon. So if you guys have any ideas, DM me if you got some ideas of content, because I'm going to be doing content today. James, anything? We're all good?
As of right now, we got nothing. Hold on. What strategies can I use to avoid burnout while growing my salon business?
Yeah, I mean, that whole conversation right now. But the whole conversation of burnout, it's funny because people used to tell me in my old salon that I would get burnt out eventually because I was doing like 10, 12-hour days, 7 days a week. I don't think I ever got burnt out. I mean, I got tired, but I didn't get burnt out because I had a strong enough why. Here's the thing. As long as your why is strong enough and your vision's big enough and you truly know why you're doing this, you won't get burnt out. I'm telling you, you won't. If you're discounting, you're not charging the proper amount that you deserve, that's when like burnout starts happening. What I like to do is every 90 days in your calendar, schedule in 2 or 3 days outside of the weekend. Right? I did this because I worked every day, so I need to schedule in a couple days here and there. Block off your calendar for a couple days just to reset, just to sharpen the saw, just to kind of give yourself something to look forward to. And you don't necessarily have to do anything. Like, you don't have to go away on vacation. You could just take those 2 days, block them off your calendar. It could be like a Wednesday and a Thursday, and just be with you. Be with you to collect your thoughts. Take a look at what just happened in the last 90 days, and how would you change what you just did in the last 90 days? What would you do different? And I gave 12 questions like last week. If you guys go through my stories or through my feed, there's 12 questions you should ask your team. Create some kind of questionnaire for yourself, or take that for yourself. And on those 2 days, go deep with yourself and answer those questions. Like, what would you do different? Are you heading in the right direction? Are you happy right now? If you're not happy, what's irritating you? And then are you really doing things that excite you? And as long as you're always doing things that excite you in your career, then you really won't get burnt out. And whenever something you're doing on a day-to-day basis doesn't excite you anymore and it becomes irritating, it's time to either delegate that task, give it away to somebody else, or just stop doing it altogether. And then you should be living in a space of excitement all the time. And you do that when you're living and you're living with your highest purpose and your highest passion. And so as long as you're always checking in with yourself, and at least you're heading in the right direction to achieve that higher purpose or to get to the place where you're living in your greatest excitement, then you're not going to get burnt out. And I mean that wholeheartedly. Like, when I started, I couldn't say getting burnt out. When I started not enjoying hair anymore, it's because I started doing something better. That's where self-development comes in. I started truly developing myself and skills, and I started outgrowing my current position as a salon service giver. Like, I just didn't find enjoyment anymore. Like, I just didn't love it like I used to. So that was time for me to move on. What I did love doing was growing people. And so that was my greatest excitement, like bringing on a new stylist and watching her go from $0 behind the chair to hitting, like, 100K a year within a few months. Or coaching clients, like watching them open a salon and taking them from no clientele and no staff members to a fully staffed salon doing $1 million a year in revenue. Like, that's what I enjoy right now. I enjoy problem solving. I enjoy talking with other salon owners and business owners and then figuring out what's their constraint in their business. How do we fix that? Like, that's what gives me my most excitement right now. And so that's what I'm doing. And then honestly, guys, you might see me evolve in 5 years from now doing something that excites me even more. It could be out of the space of this. It could be something different. So as long as you're following your greatest excitement, you won't get burnt out. As a long drawn out answer for that. James.
We got what's the best way to manage an unexpected cancellation and still maintain my personal time?
Unexpected cancellation. What you should do is you should have a whole notebook full of ideas of content, and you should create content, or you should edit content, or you should reach out to all the clients that you did the week before. So whatever's on your calendar to do, right? Like, so let's say you're doing clients today, what's today, Thursday, and you had an hour gap, let's say now. Now tomorrow, let's say you're supposed to edit content or film content, just do it in an hour gap. It's simple. You should have enough things to do that you can move your calendar around. So if Friday's your content filming day, film it for that hour gap. Write the script, read the script, reach out to clients. Like, if you reach out to all the clients just to chat with them, like, hey, Barbara, just checking in. How was your service last time? Even if she's a steady client, like, I just want to get some feedback on how you're enjoying the salon still. Is there anything we do and add like to the amenities? Like, what can we do to make the service better here and the experience better? Use that hour time, something productive, to get feedback for your salon or your suite or whatever it is that you do. And it won't be a waste of time. It might be even more valuable. That one conversation you have with that one person that you reached out to might change the whole trajectory of your business. So then your retention rate goes up 20%. That's what I would do. James.
As a salon owner, how do I delegate tasks without feeling like I'm losing control?
Here is something that I use when I delegate tasks. First off, when you delegate tasks, I use something called the camcorder method. I also use something like this called a success sheet. On that sheet, I have the project name, the purpose of the project, like what do I want to accomplish? And then I have what's the biggest difference this will make? Like, why is it important? Then I have the ideal outcome. I explain to the person who I'm doing this with, right? I fill everything out in here. Why is this particular task important? And then the most important part about this whole thing is my definition of done. What needs to be true about this task, this event, this project, this thing in order for it to be complete? And I have a list of right here, all the criteria that needs to be true about this project in order for it to be done. And as long as this is complete, the person comes back to me, then it's done, right? I'll go back to the person like, hey, what about step number 3? Like I thought, like, didn't you look at the sheet? So it never gets to the point where you're micromanaging people because you have to spend the time first. And there's a rule that I teach called the 10-80-10 rule, and I got that from Dan Martell. Big shout out to Dan. He's a beast, and I don't know where Dan got it from, but this is what we do in the coaching space. We steal each other's shit. And so the first 10% of the project, I'll work on it with that person. The next 80% is theirs. Take it and do it. I don't care what you do to get it done, within reason, obviously. And then the final 10%, hey, let's look at it. What'd you do? How'd it go? What were the problems? What were the constraints? What issues did you come across? Let's strategize this together. And then I'll do that with the person until my 10-80-10 becomes 10-90. And then at that point, the person should be proficient enough to own the job. Now it's theirs. It's their project. They own it. I'm stress-free. I don't have to worry about it. I do check in with that person, right? You have to inspect what you expect. So if you expect the person to deliver on the project and you don't inspect it at a certain point, it's probably not going to get done because they're going to be like, oh, I guess it's not important anymore. I guess I don't have to do it anymore. So inspect what you expect. But delegation, it shouldn't be stressful. Master communication. Get a sheet like this. If you want a copy of that, shoot me a DM. DM me delegation or just DM me. Like, hey, I was talking on the live, and I want that sheet, and it should help. But be crystal clear on the result that you want. Like truly define what done means, and you shouldn't have a problem. James.
Here's one. How do I manage clients who expect me to be available outside of working hours?
Here's what I do with them. I tell them to come at 3:00 in the morning. I give them most ridiculous times. Oh, well, then how about 8:00 a.m. then? Or how about 9 p.m.? How about 3 p.m.? Oh, it doesn't work. Can you do this time? I can do 3 a.m. Does that work for you? Crazy, right? So it's just about, this is a 2-part question, actually. A, what are your working hours, first off? Like, do you not have any clients? Let me start by that. And then, are you really limited with your convenience of working hours? And if that's the case, then maybe change your working hours so it's more convenient to your clients because you are in the service industry. That's my disclaimer. Had to say that first. Now, if you are a busy stylist and you are fully booked, what I would do is speak to them about pre-booking and getting in more often. I'm just a grinder, right? I just would work. And that's where burnout can happen because I would start doing people when I had other obligations. And then I would be pissed that I was doing their hair. And so when I talked about in the earlier of the live about putting in things that are important to you for your family, and make sure your calendar's filled with everything that's important to you. And then your working hours don't really matter. Because for me, my calendar, 6:00 is family time. I don't do clients anymore, but if I do, I can't do your hair because in my calendar it's blocked off family time. So sorry, Barbara, I can't do your hair because it's dedicated to somebody else. I've dedicated my kids. So remember, saying no to the client means saying yes to somebody else or something else in your life. So you just tell them no. And if they're like being ridiculous, then be like, how about 4 a.m. or 3 a.m.? Just come back with something even more ridiculous. Next one. Be careful because they might say yes to that.
Where did it go? Yeah. What techniques can I use to transition smoothly between work mode and home mode?
Controlling your state. So one of the things that I like to do, controlling your state from work mode to home mode who asked that question, by the way?
I don't know.
That's a great question. Here's the deal. When you are controlling your state, here's what I like to do. Before I go into work, I sit in my car, do like a couple big breaths, right? A little mini meditation. And what I like to do is first, I looked at my calendar, my booking app. I visualize every single client going the way I want it. I visualize every single thing in my book happening the way I want it to happen, everyone being happy. And then I get myself in the state of being a hairdresser or a hairstylist, or whatever it is that you do. Then when I pull my driveway at home, if I'm still in that aggressive leadership work mode, like entrepreneur mindset, take a big breath, picture my kids, picture my wife, I picture playing. I might be in a field somewhere. Like you could put a picture or a video on your phone you can look at, but you have to get back in the state that you need to be in to be a dad or be a mom. And so when you control your state and you visually you see it in your mind, then you have to control your language, right? So controlling your language is important too. Just tell yourself, I'm the best father, I'm the best father, I'm the best father, I'm a great dad, I'm gonna play with my kids. And when your language says it, you have the physiology of it too. You just kind of picture yourself playing with your kids, your body kind of gets in that mode. You're out of that state of being the owner in work mode. Give yourself that minute to 2 minutes before you jump from project to project or when you change hats. You need to do it. It's called controlling your state. If you want to learn how to do that, the person to follow is Tony Robbins, and it's called the triad by Tony Robbins. Look that up. It's your language, your physiology, and James, what's the other one? It's
Uh,
your state, your language,
Tony
your
Robbins.
physiology. So what he does essentially is like before calls, like before my one-on-one calls or before like a big event that I do, I'll do burpees, I'll do like jumping jacks, I'll do push-ups, I'll go for a walk around my building and get my body hyped up. I can't walk in my house like that. I'll be a fucking maniac. And
It's what are you doing in
yeah,
your body? What are you focusing on and believing? And what are you saying to yourself?
yeah. What's your language? What are you doing with your body? And what are you visualizing? Like so, it's go watch a video on Tony Robbins triad. It's going to change everything you do, and follow that for each area of your life that you go into. Because if you go into the gym, like with the same energy you're getting ready to go to bed for, you're not going to have a good workout. Like you have to get yourself in a state of mind. Like look at athletes; they put themselves in a state. They warm up. They visualize winning. They picture themselves making the game winning catch, whatever it is. We could do the same thing. So picture the haircut going the way you want it. This is like a really, really great thing to do for those clients that you have that seem to always just maybe never be happy or they kind of give you anxiety. What you should do is picture the client, especially the night before. Is what I like to do. I look at my book, what my clients are. I'm like, got Barbara coming in. All right. And if you're a barber, don't take offense to this. It's just a name that came to my head. So there's no particular person that I have in my mind. And I'm like, all right, I visualize her hair going the way I want it to. And I pictured exactly the outcome. Picture her smiling. I picture the hello. Picture her drinking a coffee. I picture the whole thing. Her tipping me, happy, loving her hair. And so when I see her, I play this thing in my mind so many times, this scene of her loving her hair that when she finally gets to the salon, my energy, my frequency is so positive because I played the scenario out in my head so many times that the experience is good. Now, if you go into that being nervous, wondering, oh my God, she's going to hate her hair, guess what's going to happen? Your vibration, your energy, your physiology is going to be negative, and she's going to pick up on that. So it's important that you control your physiology. And so when you're going from work to home, put yourself in the state and see yourself as the mother or father or person that you need to be and you want to be before you walk in that door. James, anything else?
Yeah.
Mhm.
We got specifically by Joe Kiwi, specifically, what made you realize it was time to step away from the chair?
Joe, where are you? You're supposed to be here right now. Help me out. That's the first question. Where are you? And secondly, what I realized when I need to step away from the chair, well, A was financial. Me doing hair was costing me too much money in my other business. That was one thing. And I started getting irritated when I was doing hair. I didn't enjoy it. Like it just irritated me to have to do someone's hair. And so that's when I was like, it's time to stop. It's not fair to my client. And I like to deliver a good service too. I want to deliver 100%. So for me, it was like, I'm better off passing the client to one of my team members who still have a passion for this. And it's okay to lose passion. It happens. Trust me, it happens. But I didn't I didn't change my why. I didn't change my focus. I didn't change what I was passionate about because I couldn't do it. Like a lot of people say, "Oh, I'm not passionate about hair anymore." But you never attained a certain level of success. You just said you're not passionate because you couldn't do the things that's required of you to be successful. Like when owners are like, "Oh, I'm not passionate anymore." No, it's because you got beat up because the marketing's hard and it's it's difficult leading people. I get it. but do the thing at the level you picture yourself doing it at, attain a certain level of success, and then make the decision, well, hey, is this for me anymore? Like when you started doing this career, you had a goal in mind, you had a vision. And if you didn't hit that vision, hit that target, hit that goal yet, then by you quitting early or saying it's not for me, you're selling yourself short. And so I did everything I set out to do in the hair industry in terms of like actually being a stylist behind the chair. I didn't care about awards. Like I physically know that I can probably, and I said this yesterday, I think I'm probably a better hairstylist, cosmetologist than 99% of the people out there in the world. I could do men's haircuts. I could do pixies. I could do updos. I could do long hair. I could do short hair. I could do highlights. I could do balayage. I could do foils. I mean, I could do it all. I could do waxing. And so I'm not saying that to be a cocky. I'm just saying because that's the truth. And so I was never a one trick pony. I attained a certain level of success financially behind the chair. And so I kind of did what I set out to do. And it has always been a dream of mine, Joe, when you're watching this, to help other people. And so I ask 3 questions to all of you. Ask this to my staff. I ask this to people I bring on my team. Ask this to people in the coaching program. Number 1, what experiences do you want to have in life? Number 2, what kind of person do you need to become to make those experiences possible? And then number 3, how are you going to help other people make their experiences possible too? And if you follow through on each one of those questions and you fill them out and you really think about the experiences you want, then who you need to become to make them happen, that alone will change your life. But the real magic happens on number 3. How are you going to help other people make their experiences possible too? And I'm on question 3 right now. Like that's where I'm at. I want to help people attain their dreams. And to me, the impact on that, the ripple effect in the world is way greater than doing a haircut or a color. And that's what made me decide that it was time. James,
Um,
and Joe, get in here, bro. We have things set up for you.
is he coming here?
Yeah.
To the studio?
Yeah.
Where are you, dude?
Yeah, come on, Joe.
Hold on.
Guys, if you want to be a guest on the podcast and like jump on with me, split a screen, share, shoot me a text or shoot me a DM on Instagram and we'll set it up.
Link. They can literally click the link and call in.
I want them as a guest with the camera.
Well, if they want to come in the studio, they can. But they call when they call in, their camera's on, right on their phone, right on whatever they want to use. They can call right in. Click the link. It's pinned in the comments.
Any more questions?
Yeah.
right.
How can I effectively plan vacations without losing business or upsetting clients?
How could you effectively plan vacations without losing business or upsetting clients? Well, you treat clients how to treat you. You set expectations. You make sure you plan your vacation far enough in advance that clients will get upset. And you shouldn't lose any clients because you should be so good that they'll never go anywhere else. So be so good they can't get the same service for the same price anywhere else. And treat them so good they won't want to go anywhere else. You do those, you're fine. Just be transparent and honest with them. Don't take off all the time. Like if they're upset, it's because hey, maybe you're not convenient. Maybe you're just not convenient enough for them. And now you're taking another vacation. You're going to another show, another concert. If you're not available, it's annoying. But if you are available and you are always at work and the clients get upset and you're doing all those things I talked about, don't worry about it. Tell them to fuck off. Like being upset is none of your business. So yeah, if you're doing all that, don't worry about it. But if you're not, then it's your fault. Like if you're not showing up for yourself, you're coming in late, you're canceling on them, you're always running behind. Like it's just another thing that makes it an unenjoyable experience. So be transparent and let them know ahead of time. Next question.
Styles by Letitia. Why do salons pay every 2 weeks? Is there a catch?
I pay every week. So I'm a salon. Salons probably pay every 2 weeks for 2 reasons. One, when you run payroll, they get charged. So like ADP or whatever payroll company is going to charge your salon a fee for running payroll. So by running it every 2 weeks, it's cheaper or more inexpensive for them. That's one reason. Number 2 is maybe their credit card processor takes time to actually process the credit cards, and so that could be why. But more than likely, it allows them to have 2 weeks in the bank and then have enough money to pay you. And so it's not a catch. It's it costs money to run payroll, to use the software or the system. And two, they have now 2 weeks money in the bank or a week's money worth of service sales in the bank. So I got the first week I'm paying you, and then the second week, then you get paid this week. So there's money in the account. I choose to pay on Tuesday. The week ends on Saturday. I transfer the money to your account on Tuesday. I don't want to hold on to your money as long as it clears from Saturday on that Monday. If it's a holiday, then it might be delayed for like a day. But I typically like to pay on Tuesday. I don't want that money in my account. That's how I run my business, because then it gives you a false sense of money, because then you're paying that out. And I don't want to be playing with my team's money. I want to get it out of my account and into their account as fast as possible.
Okay.
Any more?
She said, okay, cool. Thought so. That was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there was one more. Yeah. How do I manage seasonal fluctuations in business while keeping a steady personal life?
How do you manage seasonal fluctuations in business while managing a personal life? Exactly what I said in the beginning of the call. Fill in your calendar all the things you want to do personally, like you want to have in your personal life, and then backfill everything for work. Guys, if you're serious about making money and growing a business, you're going to have to punt some of your personal life. I don't do much. Like, someone asked me the other day on my call, what are your hobbies? This is my hobby. Like, but I'm playing at a different level right now. Like, I want to compete in the world of like the people you see on YouTube and the greats out there, like the Patrick Bet Davids, the Tony Robbins, the Gary V's, the Alex Hermosis. I'm way behind the 8 ball. I have to punt almost everything. So my wife's like, "What are you doing? Why don't you go here for that friend's birthday party or this one?" It's just not part of the equation right now. I had a great 20s and 30s. Had I switched it, and had I done this in my 20s and 30s, I'd probably be having more fun right now. But I didn't. I had more fun back then. So that's where the balance comes in. So what's more important to you? Having fun or making as much money as you can? Because things are seasonal. So when it's slow, then you have fun. Save for those times when it's slow. Work your ass off in the high season and then chill out on the slow season. That's one option. Or learn how to market so good that you get all the market share on the slow season, and then you could have more balance. But you have to be good at something: the marketing, getting the attention, learn how to manage your time, manage your energy. So that's what has to really take place. There are some seasonal businesses, I get it, but there should be enough people where you live that if you were the best at what you did, so good they can't ignore you, those lows wouldn't be as low. James.
I think that's it.
Beautiful. Guys, good questions today. If you guys want a little more deep dive into your personal business, figuring out what's the constraint on your salon, how do you do like the Google ads? How do you do Facebook ads? How do I lead a team? How do I buy back my time? Nick, I have a salon. I have no time. What do I do? If you want a little more high level strategy, please do me a favor. Shoot me a DM. DM me the word grow. DM me the word help. Shoot me like anything. Like, hey, I was on that live today, and I want some more help. I'd be happy to get in a conversation with you and get into that, see if you're a good fit or not. But if you also want to jump into the link in my bio, jump into that link. There's a video there and some outlinings, an outline of what the program really entails. But good questions today, guys. I will see you probably tomorrow. Tomorrow's what, Friday? Nope, I have a call at 12, so the live will be switched to a different time. But either way, I will be hopping on live at one point or another. Have a good rest of your day. And James, we're out.